Good morning, sir, and my dear friends. Today we are going to present a critical review of competitiveness indicators for energy projects. And in this presentation, my friends Chinmay Bora, Rakesh Kumar Mahato, Risumi Narzari, Karan Saika, Chera Rana, and Rajat Ranjan Das are also going to present. So let's start our presentation. So the presentation outline, here is our presentation outline. So we'll be discussing in this presentation an introduction, sustainability indicators and decision support methods for the selection of energy projects, classification of KPIs to assess the competitiveness of energy projects, analysis of competitiveness KPIs, the key performing indicators, physical indicators, environmental indicators, social indicators, economic indicators, critical discussion, and after that conclusion of the presentation. So let's begin with the introduction. What is a renewable energy? So renewable energy is useful energy that is collected from renewable resources which are naturally replenished on a human time scale, including carbon neutral sources like sunlight, wind, rain, tides, waves, and geothermal heat. So renewable energy is often referred to as clean energy because it comes from the natural sources or process that are constantly replenished. So let's move to the next slide. Why renewable energy? Why should we use renewable energy? Because if we talk in a single line, then the future lies in using renewable energy. Here I have analyzed the renewable energy, use of renewable energy, why we should use renewable energy in PACE, that is political, economical, and social technological analysis. And first talk about the political one. So political, global climate change policy from the Kyoto Protocol to the Paris Agreement. So global climate change policy from the Kyoto Protocol that plays a pivotal role in the transition, pushing many countries to take actions to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. Then next come to the economical aspect of using renewable energy. So in economical aspect, considering the growing energy demand and the essential cuts in greenhouse gas emissions, the transition will necessitate significant investment because renewable energy, it gives economic benefit in the future because decrease in the volume of fossil fuel will lead to increase in the price. It is estimated that some $48 trillion will be needed to cover the world energy demand by 2035, which may raise up to 53 trillion US dollar. And then the social implications. In social sector, less social impact because generating energy that produces no greenhouse gas emissions and reduces air pollution. So this has a very good impact on the society. So the energy sector, including energy production, energy used by the industry, services and household and transportation, accounts for more than 80% of the total greenhouse gas emissions. The share of the electricity sector in this is approximately 38% and around 40% of the energy related carbon dioxide emissions. So globally, more than 60% of electricity comes from fossil fuels, and these are negatively impacting the society. So the society is inclining towards the renewable energy sector. And the third one is technological. The generation of renewable energy has more technological advancement of fossil fuel energy because the technology used in the generation of renewable energy is more advanced compared to that of fossil fuels, and the data can be easily tracked to take action against the odds. Next, the transition to sustainable energy system requires shift to four things: the affordability, reliability, sustainability, and modern energy. The reliability renewable energies, renewables are the world's cheapest source of energy according to the new reports, and utility scale renewable energy prices are significantly below those for coal and gas generation. They are less than half of the cost. And if you talk about the reliability, the grid industry considers renewable reliable because many energy experts agree that resiliency and reliability of renewables is not an issue. Then talking about the sustainability, renewable energy sources such as wind, hydroelectric power, solar and geothermal energy are generally more sustainable than and generally far more sustainable than fossil fuel sources. And the modern energy, like modern energy sources and hydropower from flowing water. So these are the transition of sustainable energy system requires a shift. And the next, the transition in the energy sector. So the transition in the energy sector results in three Ds. The first D is digitalization, the second D is decarbonization, the third D is decentralization. So digitalization, allowing the integration of more and more renewable energies throughout the electrical system, increasing network reliability and helping to better manage energy demand. The decarbonization is the conversion to an economic system that sustainably reduces and compensates the emission of carbon dioxide. The long-term goal is to create a carbon dioxide-free global economy, because as we know, the amount of carbon dioxide in the environment is increasing, so the decarbonization is very much required in these days. So decentralization. So decentralization is more optimal use of renewable energy as well as combined heat and power reduces fossil fuel use and increase eco-efficiency. So these were some of the things, the transition in the energy sector and the factors. If we have to deploy a power generation plant, that depends upon many factors. That is the availability of the resources of the country or installation site, because the renewable energy, some parts are very cloudy, and in some parts the wind is not so that much powerful that can generate renewable energy. So the availability of resources of in any country which is going to take part in the renewable sector, and the installation site is one of the factors that can be taken into consideration. So the socio-economic implications, because renewable energy sources, though it's cheap in some way, but it's not. If we produce in a huge amount, then it is not that much cheapest. So socio-economic implications are also there. So environmental impact. So environmental impact in renewable energy, the environmental impact is obviously less compared to the non-renewable energy sources, and integration with the existing power grid. So the fossil all the countries are using the fossil fuel to generate energy, and this integration with that existing power grid, this is also one of the factors that must be taken into consideration. The objectives of this presentation. So what we'll discuss in this presentation is to present key indicators concerning the electricity mix in terms of resilience and environmental performance, to review indicators and decision support methods employed for the selection of energy production technologies, to classify the competitiveness of key performing indicators for the energy projects, to proceed with the analysis and comparison of competitiveness of KPIs, and to discuss the specified indicators. Because there are 4 indicators mainly, and these indicators play a major role in establishing a renewable energy power plant. So my friend Rakesh will move forward the presentation, and he will discuss about the sustainability indicator and decision support method for the selection of energy project.
Good morning, respected sirs and my dear friend. In a topic, a critical review of competitiveness indicator for energy product, we discuss sustainability indicators and decision support system need for the selection of energy project. Several studies have proposed set of indicators for the assessment and comparisons of power generation project. Indicators need to be applied across different technology. For relevant indicators depend on the specific characteristics of each technology. The implementations of power generating project, the aspect that need to be investigated including available resources, economic factors and potential market. Several methods applied in renewable energy: life cycle analysis, cost benefit analysis, multi-criteria decision aid method. In life cycle analysis is a method used to evaluate the environmental impact of a product through its life cycle, extractions and processing of the raw material to final disposal of the cycle of the product. In cost benefit analysis is a process of comparing the projected or estimated cost and benefit associated with the project, whatever the total cost required for the project. In multi-criteria decision aid method have been developed to support decision making process. The main aim of the MCDM is to obtain ranking of the alternatives and select the best one under conflicting criteria. In the classification of key performance indicator to assess competitiveness of energy project. In In key performance indicator measure the performance of a project in terms of scope, target, and objective. Key performance indicator also monitor the progress and development and improvement of the project if there any required. Each indicators come with a number of assumptions and limitations. They are actually mainly differentiated into four main categories. One is physical indicator, environmental indicator, economic indicator, and social indicator. In physical indicator, inform about the net energy yield of a project. They can express absolute value, relative value, time related value. In absolute value, it is mainly expressed such as the total energy produced by a project. In relative value, ratio of energy produced to consume energy. Time related value, energy payback the time. If the total energy required to extract, deliver, and consume the raw source is higher than the actual usable energy produced via the project, then the project is likely to be in negative cash flow. In environmental indicator, give the information on impact of a project on the environment like water, atmosphere, climate, natural resources. They seek to quantify how the implementation of project can affect the ecosystem by specifying the amount of greenhouse gas emission along with two requirement of source and of land use. In economic indicators, follow an approach similar to the physical indicators, adding to the energy related quantities, the amount of resources, workforce, and financial aspect associated with a green project. In social indicators, consist of parameters that capture the impact of a project on human activity. Social sustainability is one of the three pillars of sustainable development. A project is unlikely to produce unless it satisfies social criteria such economic self-sufficiency of equity and health social cohesion. Thank you. Now I forward to the Chera Rana to explain about the analysis of the indicator. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So now let us talk about physical indicators. Physical indicators informs us about the net energy yield of a project. It can express absolute values such as total energy produced. It can also express relative values such as the ratio of the energy produced to the energy consumed, and also it can express time related values such as the energy payback time. Now let me add one more point, that is physical indicators assess the amount of energy required uh, throughout the whole life of a project in relation to the usable energy produced by the project. Now let us talk about the physical indicators. These are the list of physical indicators. First one is GPER, that is gross primary energy requirement. Second one is EPBT, that is energy payback time. And the third one is NEY, that is net energy yield. Fourth one is EROI, that is energy returned on energy invested. And the fifth one is SEE and SER, and they are system energy efficiency and system energy returned. So now let me explain these one by one. First one, that is GPER, is the total energy required over the lifespan of the project. It is the energy required for the production, transportation, operation, and decommission of the project. Second one is EPBT, it is energy payback time. It is the time period after which the project will have produced the same amount of energy required to implement, run, and decommission it. Uh, and the third one is NEY, that is net energy yield. Net energy yield represents the difference between the energy resource harvested and the usable for society and the energy required to extract and provide this energy. Fourth one is EROI, EROI is the ratio of amount of energy harvested to the total amount of energy required to provide it. So the fifth one is SEE, that is system energy efficiency. It quantifies the overall amount of primary energy required by a system. And we also have SER, that is system energy requirement. It calculates the energy yield resulting from the energy invested in non-renewable resources. So now let us talk about some of the limitations of these indicators. So the first one is that the EPBT analysis assumption, which assumes that energy production is constant. This assumption could lead to overestimating the energy produced by a particular project, considering that the performance degradation of technology throughout their life. And the second one is evaluation of EROI. uh, we all know EROI evaluates the quality of the source of energy by calculating the ratio of energy returned to the energy invested along its life cycle, but it does not consider the inherent energy of the feedstock, that is the energy from the raw material. So it does not evaluate the actual efficiency. uh, and the third one is EROI does not distinguish among renewable and non-renewable energy projects. Thank you.
Thank you, Chera, for telling us about the physical indicators, and now I will continue with the environmental indicators. Environmental indicators utilize parameters characterizing the impact of an energy project on land, atmosphere, the resources availability, the humans, and the ecosystem. The following key environmental indicators are greenhouse emission and fine particles. The emission of greenhouse gas and fine particles impact climate and health directly or indirectly. Some of the greenhouse gases are carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrogen oxide. Land use requirement and change. With current growing population and economic development, land management is a critical aspect, and we should consider degradation of land, change in ecosystem, which is some of the important parameters to take into consideration for a complete and sustainable analysis of an energy project. Then our third indicator is resources sustainability. This parameter is important in raising awareness of the resources depletion, waste production, and recyclability. It is important to assess whether the implications of project on large scale is possible or it create resources supply issues. Limitations of environmental indicator are it gives substantial data about energy project and have a critical effect on their implementation. However, these indicators must be analyzed at global scale. The GHG emission indicators should be used with caution. Land use parameters depends on condition and quality of land availability. The accurate use of resources also cannot be calculated as it depends on political, technological, physical, and social. Only environmental indicator is not sufficient. Social and economic criteria also need to be satisfied for the project to move forward. Thank you.
Overview of social indicators. Relevant social indicators for energy production technologies are social creation, human health impact, social risk, and social acceptabilities. Social creation. This indicator demonstrates the potential for direct and indirect job to be created as a result of the energy project development during the construction, operation, and management for documentation. Okay, and then this job documentation, the potential for creation the job associated with the project for construction of demonstration, including operation and management. Direct employment refers to the job created directly by core activities of the energy generation project without accounting for the intermediate inputs. necessary to the manufacture the equipments, construct and operate the plant, which are covered by upstream industries supplying and supporting the core activities. The job creation includes is measured in job year per Zul. And the next is our human health impact. This indicator is related to the indicate rate of sickness due to normal operation of the electricity generation project and its associated with supply chain. The impact of human health can be measured by the number of years of life associated with disabilities, combining mobility and morbidity into a single measure. And the next is our safety risk. They represent our vital issues to society and public's life, including safety measures for employees on site that must be guaranteed. Safety risks are usually measured in terms of facilities resulting from accident per unit of product energy. Hence, this indicate a based off on historical data. Accidents may occur during the construction, installing, operation and management and documentation phase of the project. In some cases, they may have catastrophic consequences for the resident near the plant. Acceptantly, the safety risks of an energy production plant is an issue that signifies after the plant society acceptability. Hence, prevention measures should be applied. And the last one is our social acceptability. This indicates qualitative point out the acceptance public opinion towards the implementation of the project. Public acceptance is an subconscious accept to the consideration for an energy project because it is directly influence its implementation. Thus, this parameter can be qualitatively accessed with an ordinary scale, indicating an anticipated level of satisfaction of the public and their opinion towards each energies.
Good morning, sir, and my friends. So, my topic for the presentation is one of the key indicators concerning the electricity. That is the economic indicators. So, economic indicators are the key statistics about the economy that can help us better understand where the economy is headed. It measures how the use and production pattern of energy as well as the quality energy services affect progress in economic development and how the status of the energy sector and its trend in a country might improve the chances for economic development to be sustainable in the long run. The following economic indicators are further analyzed. That is, the first one is weighted average cost of capital, or WACC. It represents the cost that the company must pay to raise the capital required for the implementation of the project. So basically, this indicator gives a view on the financial aspect of the company. Second is net present value, or NPV. It provides a basis for assessing the cash flows of a project. Third, benefits to cost ratio, or BCR. It examines whether the benefits of the project are higher than the costs. So now let's talk about the limitations of the use of economic indicators. The first one, the economic indicators depend on many assumptions that are debatable depending on the conditions considered. Secondly, the LCOE, or the levelized cost of electricity, does not give any information about when, how, and where for the electricity production. Third, it is not correctly interpreted. Most databases are somewhat inaccurate. That's it for my slide. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Nursery. So here is a critical discussion about the presentation. A correlation can be highlighted between the approach of developing physical and economic indicators. Some economic indicators can be seen as counterparts of physical indicators such as energy payback time (EPT) and the simple payback time (SPT), the net energy yield (NEY), and the net present value (NPV), or the benefits to cost ratio and the energy return on investment also exhibit similarities as they are both ratio representing the total cost over the net electricity productions and the net electricity production over the energy cost respectively. So the next one is the environmental indicators do not present the same methodology or the same purpose as they focus on the impact of the project on the environment and not on the energy performance or the economy. So the performance of the system energy return indicator tries to connect the environment and energy aspect, but the interpretation of the result is difficult. The next one is the national energy mix indicators do not follow the same approach as the rest of indicators as they are based on a mix of different weighted indicators. Although the energy mix indicators cannot be directly employed to compare competitiveness of individual projects, they indicate the impact of the new project on the balancing of the energy system. Energy system indicators incorporate the three aspects of sustainable development: economic, social, and environmental, as well as the policy and financial context that can influence the overall performance of the system. And the next one is promoting emerging technologies and the research and development. R&D are the substantial help in improving their economic or technological competitiveness. Some technologies are not at the same maturity level and hence might enjoy financial support to promote their development and improve their performance. In return of technical competitiveness, it is not really fair comparison to compare technologies with different technology readiness level. So these are the critical discussion about our presentation. The next one is conclusions, and the presentation will be concluded by Karan Sanchia.
So, conclusion of our PPT. Our first point is and this paper critical reviews a set of KPIs for the assessment of competitiveness of individual power generation project, classified as physical, environment, social, and economics. And our next point is although the focus of this paper lies on power generation projects, the majority of KPIs reviewed can also be applied across different types of energy project and used, including heating, cooling, and co-productions of heat and electricity. Next point is like that. LCOE, full form of LCOE, levelized cost of electricity, and LACO, levelized avoided cost of electricity. Both focus on electricity generation plant. Our next point is some common limitation among indicators of different categories were detected. For example, EPVT and LCOE. Next point is some indicators were found to express similar measure such as LCOE and EROI, both expressed in the form of a ratio of the total cost over the net electricity products and the net electricity products over the energy cost, uh, uh, res- respectively. Second last point is the majority of the technology. I take some detail. Future resource should also consider the majority of the technology potentially through the technology readiness level (TRL), uh, as it is a critically indicators to assist the competitiveness of a power generation project, and it is need to be considered to also a fair comparison among technologies with different TRLs. Our last point is further research in under to develop structure evaluation frameworks based on the identified set of indicators, aiming of proposing the order in which they should be applied, the corresponding threshold value for the selection of the most competitiveness technology for sustainable energy system. Thank you, sir.